because the minute you begin planning a big trip abroad, you have some type of idea of what experience you'd like to have. And according to the Future Foundation, an authentic cultural experience is the most important trait a traveler is looking for currently in an abroad experience. And according to my users, authentic is rooted in tradition, ethical, honest, human, and natural. And so these travelers understand that in order to have this type of experience, you have to do a little cultural preparation. Like Joey here says, when I get there and I don't know what to expect, everything is just observation, and I'm not taking into consideration the deeper social and personal aspects of the culture. So I'd like to see it before I go. So, like many of us, Joey may buy a guidebook and has all the intention of opening it and learning more. Yet, as we know, time slips away, getting so busy with what we're taking a vacation from, he doesn't have time to open it. And when he does, he can barely find the cultural information he's looking for. So, unfortunately, he has these moments of fear that he is going to live the stereotypical, uninformed tourist. So how might we integrate cross-cultural empathy into travel preparation? And it's by providing a glimpse, a little peek into what the culture is like and what is important in that culture to educate and really begin to immerse. So Joey is preparing for a trip abroad for a school trip, and he's going to Ghana, Rwanda, and some friend refers him to Glimpse. He does a quick search and takes him to this a typical town page, and he can see common cultural indicators like what the food will be like. He can learn more, click more deeper into a Glimpse. He's never seen plantains boiled before, so this is very intriguing to him. And then when he has time, he can go back, and next day he decides he wants to swap his normal NPR station on the way to work for some music inside Ghana. And he can learn that this popular song has made it all its way into a quaint village. It's a really cute song. And then closer to his prior departure, he can go into the fashion cultural indicator and learn that maybe he should swap some pants for shorts, as it is inappropriate there. Learning what to pack and more things about the culture. So when I was testing these glimpses with users, a lot of people were asking me, so how are these glimpses provided? So I was reminded of a story early on in my process when Joey took this picture mug abroad with him, and it has pictures surrounded by his friends and family, and it was an immediate connection to the locals there. They would see it, ask him who was on the mug, and then talk about personal stories about their family, sharing this connection and having something to relate to with one another. And I thought, what if this delightful interaction could be reversed? What if locals and even previous travelers could open up the dialogue and really provide this information? So I began testing this concept and learned that two main reasons why locals and former travelers would like to provide this information. And one, for locals, it's to change their narrative, what they view the world to have perceived of their culture. In Ghana, the community there was really adamant on showing us their big sense of community and how they've moved past the unfortunate events in '94. And glimpses they would provide would, just show trust and stability and comfort and community and things that maybe not many of us would perceive. And then next, for previous travelers, they love sharing their experience. You can't begin to count the number of independent travel blogs out there. I didn't try, but and they love talking about their experience and even reaching out to family and friends to contribute to Glimpse. I found that some even said it was so nice to relive my study abroad experience. It was so nice to talk about this with you. It was so amazing to me, and I'd love to relive it. So whether you're a local or a previous traveler, you can simply log in, creating a contributor profile, and state your relationship to the town to filter for authenticity, and then add your first glimpse, a day in the life. Then you can continue to add cultural indicators and see recent other glimpses from your hometown to really try to paint an authentic picture and fill in the gaps. And because you're submitting this really detailed information, it could be useful to places that maybe aren't so foreign to your culture. Just by reaching out to family and friends, we can learn what the beer culture is like really in Munich. Some tips from shopping in Paris. Thank you, Jenny, for submitting my list. And then, of course, meet contributors from your hometown, Chicago. And now what these contributors are contributing can help travelers throughout their entire travel experience, from preparation. So this is a login page for a traveler, and it can help them before their trip, during their trip, and also after. Before their trip, like Joey, he can now kind of start answering some questions he's had while he's preparing, like, what might my days be structured like? What is happening now? What's the news like? What will I be hearing? The types of music. And then also, in each individual glimpse, there's a journal feature. When I was testing with users, a lot of people began just immediately talking about previous experiences. When I showed boiled plantains, they're, oh my, I have never seen plantains like this before. This is so interesting. It's so surprising. So to add this journal feature, it's a way to kind of privately realize what you feel your bias, facing your biases, which is the first step in empathy. Then, during the trip, you can start calculating glimpses that you have encountered. You can check them off your bucket list. So now I am in Munich, and I have seen these glimpses, and I've been preparing for them, and I can check them off and say, I have done these, so I can add them to my travel log. Then after, to really circle out the full user experience, we can begin to ask former travelers to become a contributor. How was your trip? I also found that travel really organically kind of makes you realize not just what's new about other cultures, but what's unique about your own. So really circulating this user experience. So Glimpse creates a new empathetic experience for travelers, helping to balance these expectations while providing contributors the opportunity to really change or share their stories. And if with enough contributions, it could maybe change the way we perceive and kind of learn and form our bias.